Listen, Miami-Dade, there are no empty speeches here. Here are facts, courage, and truth in salsa style. Daniella, who's lying? Miami-Dade wakes up, the numbers aren't made up. Daniella, who's lying? Promises and speeches, but the money is missing. Since you came in, the money is over.
Alcaldesa del condado Miami-Dade en noviembre del 20. El presupuesto total anual ha crecido exponencialmente de 8 billones al año a 12.7 billones al año 24-25. Y el presupuesto operativo aumentó de 5 billones a 8 billones en el mismo periodo. A la par, el número de empleados creció de 28,000 a 31,000, con un incremento sustancial en el gasto salarial, que pasó de 5 billones a 8 billones. Considerando como evidente expansión presupuestaria, ¿cómo se explica que la alcaldesa y los 13 comisionados del condado no dispongan de recursos suficientes para detener la muerte masiva de animales en los refugios por negligencia institucional, revertir las condiciones inaceptables del Aeropuerto Internacional de Miami, proteger de manera efectiva más de 900 familias desalojadas de Sweetwater, proceso que causó 4 muertes, y apoyar decisivamente a organizaciones esenciales? No, ella lo tiene, ella tiene completa la pregunta.
Okay. Despite all of the budget cuts or increases, whatever, I am asking, why is it that this budget expansion, how is it possible that the mayor and the 13 county commissioners do not have sufficient resources to stop the mass deaths of animals in shelters due to institutional neglect, and reverse the unacceptable conditions at Miami International Airport, or effectively protect more than 900 evicted families in Sweetwater, a process that resulted in 4 deaths?
More people have demanded more services, and including the airport, $9 billion that has been invested to fix up the airport, which had not had repairs for many, many years. And we have our airport director here, Ralph, if you could just stand, Ralph Coutier, and he can explain in more detail about the airport, which we are actually winning prizes for. We have been very recognized, but we know we have old elevators, escalators that are being replaced, and bathrooms being replaced, a new parking garage, a new hotel, many, many things happening at the airport that are really turning it around. As far as our animal shelter is considered one of the very best in the country. We are all affected by pet abandonment. We are down to 540 dogs right now. We got up at one point as high as 830. Okay, it's horrific. We don't have, I think we have capacity for 350 or 400, something like that. So we are still beyond capacity, and we've had to rely on the old shelter and Medley as an overflow, but constantly doing adoption events, constantly getting the dogs especially out on day visits, weekend visits, fostering, and really have an extraordinary record. There is, and I want to take this opportunity, it has not come up in the other budget hearings, there is so much misinformation online. People are constantly telling lies on social media. They're saying that dogs are sick when they're not sick. They're saying that
I have a video. I have it.
Okay, excuse me. There are videos from many years ago are being shown to be today, and they're not today. I only say this because it is a constant source of despair for us who try to serve these animals that people are not working with us. Sometimes they're working against us. We have a core of volunteers and rescue groups that work with us. And I simply want to share that with you. Please spread the word. We need help to get these animals out of our shelters.
Giving doxycycline and a couple of other medications, and at the bare minimum, or not giving it significantly enough to kill off that bacteria and the virus, and it's not working. So then that dog stays longer and they end up dying. Like they are literally dying. I just posted one, and then I come to find out yesterday that that dog woke up dead in his kennel. Like, I just posted him. They just listed one on their website that was Dog of the Week. I can't remember his name. If you scroll back, it was like last week or whatever. In April, they posted him, and they euthanized him a couple days ago. Why? Because he was suffering from upper respiratory or whatever. And that's one shelter. They have a shelter in Medley that nobody talks about either. Which I know only in Dade blasted them. And that's another huge problem. That shelter is not even supposed to be for animals. It's supposed to be a food distribution center. And there's no AC.
Right.
There's
we post about it too.
That's just like...
Because it was a volunteer that she filmed in. There was a flood. And all the kennels were out. And we posted, and Otaola posted too.
And the amount of dogs dropping dead because of the heat at the end of the summer. And now what? Now these dogs are like... They're literally dropping dead in there. And then nobody knows that they can't even go there to adopt a dog. I try to do even the pop benches from there, and it's a nightmare to get the dog from over there because they're not at the same facility. It's like, there's no accountability there. Like, no, hold these people accountable. Like, stop being scared. Write your emails. Call whoever you have to call. Go to the shelter. Pull the dog.
I think it's time for us to do a big protest. We need to arrange one.
There is one coming on the 30th.
Awesome. You have information?
It's at the mayor's office.
Oh, we'll go there.
At the mayor's office.
Send me the information for we can start posting it. I'm going to also be linking her Instagram, posting her Instagram. Thank you so much for what you're doing. We appreciate you, and we are here to support you.
Thank you. I
let us know. I have a lot.
This over here is the actual reality of how the Medley dogs are spending 20 hours a day. Because of the cold weather, management decided to bring all the dogs from the entrance inside. But the staff at Medley only works until 4 p.m. That means that all these dogs here need to be crated by 4 p.m. and they will stay there until next day after they're done with cleaning, which is usually around 11 or noon. For the past 2 days, these dogs have been going from a kennel to being crated for 20 hours. Some of them, like Max over here, will be sitting on wet paper all night until late tomorrow. We have collected hundreds of donations from the community of sweaters and blankets, and we even offered to buy tarps so dogs can stay outside while still being cozy. Even after all this, management still decided that being crated for 20 hours is a better option. We've been sending emails since yesterday expressing how dangerous and stressful the situation is, not only for the dogs, but also for the humans handling them, but we've gotten no answer. The only answer we received said that the crates were within guidelines and the dogs were only being housed there to sleep at night. We can only hope that people making these decisions can reconsider after seeing this reality, so dogs don't have to stay under these conditions ever again.
El segundo nombre de Levine Cava es Daniella Shakira Levine Cava Murunabo, no sé cómo es el apellido. Maverack, ¿no? Maverack, o algo así. El apellido de Shakira. Bueno, Levine, perdóneme, alcaldesa, que yo venga otra vez con imágenes sacadas desde la perrera. Sí, porque tengo personas dentro de la perrera que están verdaderamente alarmados con lo que está matando a los animales. Les repito, alcaldesa, ustedes están dejando morir a los perros en la perrera. Ustedes no les están dando tratamiento a estos animales. Incluso tengo una persona que me escribe, ponlo ahí, Sandy, quítale lo de arriba, quítalo de arriba. Déjame nada más la publicación. Tengo una persona que me manda esta publicación donde dice que los perros los están dejando morir en la parte de atrás de la perrera para que nadie los vea. Y les están prohibiendo a los voluntarios grabar videos, tomar fotos entrar incluso a la parte donde los perros están siendo desahuciados. Desde aquí, desde este programa, una vez más, mostrando estas pruebas, hago un llamado a la alcaldía del condado Miami-Dade. Hago un llamado a los animalistas que dicen querer y preocuparse por el medio ambiente y destinan millones de dólares a departamento del calor y a limpiar la bahía y a salvar a los delfines rayados del Golfo de América. A ustedes, mis queridos levinistas, salven a los perros, ya que su máximo líder, la alcaldesa Daniella Levine Cava, le importa un fotingo lo que esté pasando con estos animales. Yo repito, esto está ocurriendo en el shelter que está bajo la tutela del condado, en donde los animales están muriendo de un problema respiratorio, de una epidemia respiratoria, donde no le están dando ningún tipo de tratamiento, donde deja que los perros se mueran después de terribles sufrimientos, de agonía, de asfixia. Por favor, esto no es humano. No puede decirse que, ¡ay, qué rico, qué rico, qué rico! ¡Qué bien la pasamos en este condado! El Festival de Andalucía, el Festival Asiático. Aquí nos integramos todas las culturas. Oye, qué multicultural somos. ¡Ay, qué pro vida somos! Pro animales, qué lindo el clima, ahorremos. Menos contaminación, menos pollution, menos todo. Pero los perros déjalos morir, porque si los tiene que alimentar el condado, si los tiene que cuidar el condado, bueno, pues déjenlos morir de cualquier enfermedad. Vamos a oír el audio de esto. Usted sabe la cantidad de veterinarios que hay en Miami y en Broward, que el condado, de estar interesado, puede hacer con ellos alianzas para que uno vacune a un perro, una clínica vacune a cada perro contra este virus, le pueda poner un tratamiento a cada perrito y salvar a estos animales. Porque además esto lleva después una desinfección de todo, de aire acondicionado, de jaula, de comedero, de bebedero, de bañadera. Esto lleva, para garantizar la salud de los animales que entren en el futuro al shelter, lleva un proceso de limpieza que ellos tampoco le van a hacer. Esto incluso afecta a los animales que están sanos en las casas, porque va alguien a la perrera, adopta un perrito, se lo lleva para su casa, tiene otro perrito y se joden todos. Todo el mundo va completo con la misma bacteria. Entonces, por favor, no es difícil. No es difícil ocuparse para lo que hay fondos determinados. Hay dinero destinado para esto. Busquen el dinero. Si lo metieron en otra cosa, sáquenlo de donde lo metieron y dedíquenlo a salvar a estos animales. Son animalitos indefensos que dependen de usted, Daniella Levine Cava, y de su administración mediocre, que para lo único que sirven es para preparar fiestas pedorras como el Festival de la Calle 8, que es una cosa que de verdad, ayer estuve hablando.
Que nos cayó un suero de Levine.
Un suero de Levine, mira esto, mira esto, mira esto. Levine.
Que nos cayó un suero de Levine.
Un suero de Levine, mira esto, mira esto, mira esto. Levine.
Que nos cayó un suero de Levine.
Un suero de Levine, mira esto, mira esto, mira esto. Levine.
Que nos cayó un suero de Levine.
Un suero de Levine.
That's literally insane.
Oh my God, look the airport. What happened?
That's literally insane.
Oh my God, look the airport.
That's very interesting because I've seen you guys going to the board meetings and you guys go in a big group and you guys coordinate because they only give us a minute, so all of you finish the sentence. And I still feel it's not enough that you're getting help.
You know, one of the saddest things about that day for me, which was January 26th, I believe, is I went back and listened to the testimony that was provided.
I did too.
By
I did
those
too.
beautiful men and women that work for this great organization.
I did too.
And not one single commissioner had anything to say about that testimony. And I will say this for the record as well, too. The way we were treated.
Yes.
The way we were treated.
That's why when I decided to do the Mercy Corner and associate with Miami-Dade today, I always thought about you guys. Because since back 2 years ago, I've been following you. I've been seeing the work and I feel like you're doing this by yourself. So I feel like this, it's a little podcast, but I'm sure it's going to grow. I know it's going to impact people, and now a lot of people are going to start hearing you more. And I did see that I was actually there in that board meeting.
We'll continue to work. I will say this to all politicians. America's unraveling rather quickly right now. In so many different facets, in so many different ways. And so many of the policies that are coming down from Washington are actually imploding in some of their very own communities of support. It's not a time to play with people. So I would warn this commissioner and all commissioners to understand there's a spiritual factor involved in how you handle and how you treat people. But the beautiful thing for us is no weapon formed against the righteous will prosper. I just hope they find themselves on the right side.
Correct.
Asking this board, asking this trust, asking this county and the restaurants in 32 cities to pay for things outside of what we believe belong in a continuum, which includes the police, the park rangers, and the like. That's not a part of our plan to end homelessness. You can't ask me to pay for that. If you want me to look at absorbing some of the expenses of your continuum that are not things inconsistent with what we believe as a plan and what 32 cities, actually 32 other cities participate in, then I'm open-minded. We provided them in 2021 a draft local agreement. In order to have a contract, in order to have a local agreement contract, and my county attorney will correct me if I misstate this, but in Law School 101, Contracts 101, they teach you three things as it relates to a contract. You have to have an offer, you have to have acceptance, and you have to have consideration. And they have to come in that order. Unfortunately for Miami Beach, they chose not to accept the offer we made. When the matter came to
Listen, Miami-Dade, there are no empty speeches here. Here are facts, courage, and truth in salsa style. Daniella, who's lying? Miami-Dade wakes up, the numbers aren't made up. Daniella, who's lying? Promises and speeches, but the money is missing. Since you came in, the money is overflowing. From 8 billion, it's now more than 12 fatso. But the shelter remains the same. Abused animals, and in less than a month, so many dogs euthanized. Dutch, Rocky, Tucker, and Clyde, fallen angels due to merciless politics. Bossa, Den, Canella, Frosty too. Where is the respect for life? Explain yourself well. The airport, an unforgivable disaster. Green liquid oozes from every corner. Bathrooms closed, stairs without motors. And yet they say everything is better. Millions are invested, and what's the solution? The same team collects salaries without restraint. We're not preschoolers nor elementary school students. We want management, not daily talk. Sweetwater crying more than 900 times. Families evicted under interest-based orders. For dead on the road, elderly people on the ground. And Pepe Diaz still smiles, hiding his grief. The solidarity preached in speeches was a lie on the streets, so empty and so cynical. Bridges with lights, the signature shining, but the houses with leaks and the people crying. Affordable housing, a blatant lie. It's built on public land, and the bill is paid by the herd. Where is the decent roof they promised? Once again, the developers got rich while they pose at elegant events. Circle of Brotherhood defends the important ones. The hardest hit neighborhoods without a penny allocated. And the commissioners changing street names like crazy. Bureaucracy grows, pensions rise. While you work, they enjoy millions. If the property tax is eliminated, who's gonna pay the bill? You again, with your rent on Instagram. You advertise brilliant efficiency, but behind it all is delusional smoke. The Miami dog is nothing more than a media stunt, run by rivals like Sid with a troubled past. The independent press speaks out with figures, contracts, and even your contradictions. You say it's a lie, that we're a viral hoax, but the people can't stand your municipal theatrics anymore. The sauce is hot and the truth is present. We're not students, we're decent people, the residents of this county. Choose wisely when you vote, cause the money is yours, and it should be respected. Miami-Dade knows it, salsa doesn't lie. Evaluate for yourself, because here you are the judge.